Hello everybody! Let's learn about mixtures, okay? So open your book to page 84. Mixtures. So a mixture is something that contains two or more different types of matter. Two or more. Everything around you is a mixture, including the air you breathe. In some mixtures, it's possible to know the different types of matter they contain just by looking at them. In other mixtures, this is impossible. Who can remember what the different types of matter are? There are three. Number one, we have solids. What are the other two? Liquid and gas. Good job. So the three types of mixtures are solids, liquids, and gas. So it says sometimes it's possible to tell if there are two different types of matter in one thing. Okay, so have a look at this sandwich. We have bread, which is a solid. We have lettuce, which is a solid. We have tomato, which is a solid. So this has three different types of solids in one thing, and we can see them all. We can see the different types of solids, okay, so the different matter in one picture. But have a look at number 5. Okay, so number 5, this is a smoothie. And if we think about what we put in a smoothie, so sometimes we put milk and a banana and some ice cream and some honey maybe, and we mix it all up and it becomes one liquid drink, okay? So this is lots of different types of matter. So a banana is a solid, milk is a liquid, and we mix them up and it becomes one liquid, but there's still different types of matter in it. We just can't see it because we can't always see the different types of matter. Sometimes we can, like in this sandwich, and sometimes we cannot, like in this picture in number 5, okay? So let's do question 1. What is a mixture? Good, okay, so a mixture, I'll have a look here, is something that contains two or more different types of matter. Okay, good job. Have a look at number 2. Look at these photos from 1 to 6 and identify the state of matter each mixture contains. Okay, which mixtures can we see the different types of matter in and which can we not see? Let's have a look at question 1. So the state of matter each mixture contains. Remember the state of matter, solid, liquid, or gas. Do we think number 1 is a solid, a liquid, or a gas? Good job, it's a solid. Okay, is there a liquid in number 1? No, they're all solid. So the state of matter each mixture contains, number 1 is a solid. Can we see the different types of matter or not? Good job, we can. We can see the bread and the tomato and the lettuce and the meat. We can see it, so yes. So number 1 is a solid and we can see the different types of matter. About number 2. Number 2, is it solid? Yes, the strawberries and the cereal are solid, but we also have a liquid with the milk. So in number 2, we have two different states of matter. We have a solid and liquid. Can we see the different states of matter? Yes, we can, okay, because we can see the milk and we can see the strawberries as well, the solids. We can see them. What about number 3? Is it a liquid or a solid? A liquid, good job. Can we see in number 3 the different states of matter? We can, because we can see this white stuff, okay? So we can see two different types of food in number 3. What about number 4? A liquid or a solid? So number 4 is a solid. But see this white stuff as well? Do we think that's a solid or a liquid? I don't know. It could be cheese, which is a solid, or it could be a sauce, which is a liquid. Can we see the different states of matter or the different types of matter? Yes, we can. Good job. About number 5, solid or liquid? It's a liquid. Great job. Can we see the different types of matter? No, because they're all mixed into one. And last one, number 6, solid or liquid? It's a solid. Good job. There are lots of different types of nuts. Can we see the different types of nuts? Yes, so we can see the different types of matter. Great job. Okay, let's turn the page to 85. Okay, let's talk about separating the mixtures. So it is possible for us to separate mixtures. And we can do this by using 3 different types of methods. Number 1, sieving, which is good for separating big solids from smaller solids. Okay. Number 2, filtering, which is good for separating solids from liquids. We filter them through a piece of paper or a filter. And number 3, evaporating, which is good for separating a solid that is dissolved in a liquid. Okay, so have a look at this picture. If we have water and we put salt in it and we mix it up, the salt will disappear inside the water. That's called dissolving. Okay, and if we evaporate it, which means we add heat and we boil it, all the water will disappear, but we will be left with the salt again. So it separates the mixture of salt and water by adding heat. Okay, let's watch a video to make it a little bit easier. So, sieving.
We use a sieve and pour the flour into it. Sieving allows the fine flour particles to pass through the holes in the sieve, while the bigger impurities remain on the sieve. In a flour mill, impurities like husk and stones are removed from wheat before grinding it. Usually, a bagful of wheat is poured on a slanting sieve. The sieving removes pieces of stones, stalk, and husk that may still remain with wheat after threshing and winnowing.
Okay, so sieving, we have, have a look at picture 1. So if you have a big bucket of things that have lots of different solids in them, big solids and small solids, what we do is we put them in a bowl, see this one, with lots of little holes into it, and we shake it. So sometimes we do this when we're making a cake with flour to get all the bumps out. And when we shake it, the small solids go through these holes, but the big solids are too big to fit through the holes, and that's how we separate it. All the small things go through the hole, and all the big things are caught in the bowl. That's what sieving is, So we have a big bucket of lots of solids mixed up, and then we put it into a bowl with lots of little holes in it, and then we shake it, and the little solids go out through the holes, and the big ones stay in the bowl, and that separates it. Filtering.
decant tea from tea leaves. Look at the decanted tea. What do you see? You will see that a few leaves are still in your tea. Thus, we can conclude that we cannot separate all the mixtures by the process of decantation. Then how do we separate all the tea leaves from the tea? Now take a strainer and pour the tea through it. Observe both tea and the strainer. What do you see in the strainer? You will see that all the tea leaves remain in the strainer. This process of separation of a mixture with the help of a strainer or a filter is called filtration. We will now perform an activity to learn about the process of filtration. Take soil and water mixture in a...
Okay, so filtration. Have a look at this picture. If we have a liquid, okay, and we put something at the top called a filter, this little thing here, and it, like the sieve or the sift, has lots of little holes in it, okay, for the water to go through. So if we have this mixture and we put it in here and then we pour the water through, or the tea, all the liquid will go through these tiny little holes because liquid is really small, okay, and it goes through the holes, but the big stuff stays at the top. So filtering is exactly like sieving, except filtering we do with liquids and solids, okay, whereas sieving is with both solids. So in sieving we have all solids and it comes out the little holes through the bowl. In filtering we have a liquid and a solid and they go through the holes as well. The liquid is separated because it's so small it fits through these holes, and the solids are too big to fit, so they stay in this cup. Okay, let's have a look at evaporation. So evaporating is good for separating a solid that is dissolved in a liquid. Okay.
This is Christopher again. Remember, solutions are special mixtures in which one of the ingredients dissolves into another. I have here some salt and some water. Now I'm going to create a solution by dissolving some salt into the water. Using hot water and stirring both will make the dissolving happen faster. This kind of mixture cannot be separated by any of the previous methods because one of the ingredients has dissolved. Allowing the water to evaporate leaves the dissolved ingredient behind. We can evaporate the water faster by boiling it. Now that all the water has evaporated, only the salt is left in the pan.
Okay, so evaporation, we have a solid that when we put into water it dissolves, so it disappears into the water. When you put salt into a water and you mix it, you can't see the salt anymore because it takes in the water. Okay, and then if we add heat to it, we get rid of all the water because it's a gas. Remember, when we add heat to water, it turns into a gas and it floats away. And then we're left with just the salt. Okay, so have a look at number 4. Choose the best method to separate these mixtures. What do we think we use to put sand from water? So sand is a solid and water is a liquid, so we use filtering. Sand from pebbles. Sand is a solid and pebbles are a solid, so we use sifting or sieving. And salt from seawater. Seawater is a liquid and when we put salt in it dissolves, so we use evaporation. Great job, everybody. See you later.